So Over the Rainbow is looking to get a sense from the queer multicultural population in WA around what their experiences are of inclusion within kind of wider LGBTQIA plus community services, as well as what they might be looking for in terms of connection and safety within this space. This project is really hoping to find points of connection and safety for those communities. For myself, growing up here, but coming from a multicultural background, there were no specific services aimed at even multicultural young people in general, let alone queer multicultural people. So I think that this project really aligns with my own experience of not having that and my own kind of dedication to being part of creating something in that space.
One of the reasons why this project is so meaningful to me is because it's people genuinely trying to go out in the world and do something good. The more that we're able to have the resources, for example, general minority groups to be supported in a way, both financially and from a legislative point of view, from a personal human connection point of view, the more that these groups genuinely feel they can go out in the world and live in this multicultural society that feels much safer for them.
What people spoke about in the survey was that need for community spaces. What I thought was particularly interesting is that they were looking for specific support groups. And I think that really speaks to that deep need for authentic connection beyond just kind of casual connection. There are often groups that I guess that we're doing more for, who might have bigger populations, but I think the results kind of showed that there are lots of various small groups from places that might not be as well known that are just as deserving of that support.
What cut to the heart for me was seeing these personal responses and going, oh, on a personal level, I see that and I understand that experience. And seeing people wanting those spaces to interact, I felt that's why those personal responses hit home, was because it, to a certain degree, filled that need for me to connect with people on a personal level, to hear their stories, to hear their perspectives. I want to see that in other people. I want to have those experiences, and maybe those aren't things that are fully available to me.
So I think that this is really important work that is well overdue. So it's very exciting to see it happen, because there's some really clear directions for us to go in from the data that we've got, and that data can really inform policies and procedures across the board at community services in Perth, as well as queer services, right? Because we're already seeing that there's a very high proportion of the queer community that we may not be meeting the way that we would like to.
Over the Rainbow project will impact LGBTIQIA plus multicultural people in a really positive way, but I don't think it's going to hit the individuals straight away. I actually think the momentum and the impact is going to impact those people with power to either create those spaces to go, wow, okay, we've got the data now, we've got analysts, we've got this whole project that's run. We need to create these spaces of safety in an ongoing way. I think the signs of people who are lived experience between those intersectional lenses will fill the experience later down the track. So my call to action would be from funding bodies to continue this work and call on government to make sure that this is implemented within the LGBTIQA plus West Australian strategy so that it can be actioned and appropriate resources be given.